What up, guys? Kevin here. Beat a video game. Very rare for me to do these days. I have video game ADD the last couple years. I just can't beat video games. I just can't sit still and play and beat one game. I always want to move on to something else. Unless it's Trails. Even if it's a Trails game, I already played and beat just a few years prior. Yes, and we're talking about Trails in the Sky, the first or the remake. Wow, guys. Wow. As I was playing this, and now that I just beat it, it is the definitive JRPG. Like when I think of a JRPG, like the definition, it's this. Great, just JRPG, anime-like visuals. The quality is top notch. The direction, the performance of the cast and characters, the voice actors, the combat, the story, everything is top notch. Usually when I play these remakes, like last year's Persona 3 remake, they're great. They're great, but they don't feel like like something's missing. That special of the original game is just always missing. And this one, Trails in the Sky, the first, or remake, it's missing a little bit of that just special sauce the original has. But damn, does it come close to just being maybe the definitive go-to of Trails in the Sky FC or the first. I still recommend playing the original 3, just the original games in general. I'm not here to gatekeep if you want to start here, because damn, you spoiled yourself. If you're one of these many people that want to get in Trails and this is your first Trails game, I don't even think you should, because this game is just blows all the games out of the water. Even the most recent Trails Through Daybreak and Daybreak 2, Trails Through the Horizon probably, we'll see when that comes out. Just the quality alone, this game blows it out of the water. So it'll be weird playing like the greatest JRPG ever, and then playing, assuming like the first 3 come out remakes, and then jump into Trails from Zero, and then Trails to Cold Steel, and all that. I'd be like, whoa, the quality definitely took a dip, because the quality here is great. Gung Ho did an awesome job. I played, I think, a few Gung Ho games the last few years, and they do a terrific job. Trails in the Sky, the first, not perfect. I'll get to that in a minute, but it's so good. It is so damn good. It is a treat. And I think it's a treat for me playing all the games, just waiting for Trails Through Horizon. It just feels, it's for me, Dairy Queen cookie dough blizzard. That's my go-to treat. That's what this game was. And, it's nice and relaxing playing a game. I already know what happens, but I have a bad memory. Like, I know the general beats of the game, but just reliving all that and having a deeper connection to these characters, especially some of these characters that just showed up in the recent Daybreak games. I'm like, oh yeah, here. Because when I first played this game, like, I didn't know these characters too much, but now I do. It just feels like hanging out with the homies. But yeah, absolutely, just amazing. Just the game, the setup. I suspended my disbelief a lot, or pretended like I didn't know what was happening, and just try to put myself in that, like, oh my God, what's happening next? What's going on here? What's Josh's backstory? I think that would be such like a bigger treat playing this version for the first time and not knowing that. But that did take it away a little bit, knowing what happened. But it also made me just be able to just relax and just not totally pay attention, because I hate like having to completely pay attention in these games, especially these story-based games. But yeah, just an amazing game. The combat is probably the best. My favorite iteration, and it's the first game, but Gung Ho did an awesome job just keeping it fresh and adding a couple things here and there. The characters, like the story, it's the beginning of the series, so it's very kind of just maybe mundane, just doing start off as bracers, junior bracers, and you just go town to town. Crazy shit happens, and you get a recommendation to become a senior bracer, and you just go town to town, and crazy stuff is happening, and you got to investigate. Don't want to spoil anything, but very formulaic that way. And these Trails games are all formulaic. It's even the latest Trails game has the same formula. Got a chapter. There's a few days you do requests, side quests, and then you move on to the next chapter. So very familiar there, but it's the characters, guys. That's what makes JRPGs so special. I try playing so many other type of games, but JRPGs with their characters, it's hard for me to play. Like I put on Path of Exile 2 today when I was, you know, marathoning this game. I'm like, let me take a break. Let me put on Path of Exile 2. And, I love that game for its gameplay, but other than that, it just feels so hollow and shallow when you don't give a shit about any of these characters. They're just little portrait in the text box. It's like, yeah. Here, it's just so, again, like my biggest takeaway with this game is just how quality it is. It is so quality. Seeing the animations, like when you play like 15 of these games and seeing the same damn animation over and over and over again, and then Gung Ho just comes out and just shows like these characters doing different movements, like natural movements, but just different from the Neon Falcon style of, size and just regular, smiles and waves and oh shucks. Like it was a real treat. It was a real treat. Like to me, this is the definitive JRPG. And then I was so happy when the game ended. Kind of ends on a cliffhanger, but they show a little tease of, I guess it would be the second. They show a tease, so I'm like, oh, they're definitely. Of course, that game's going to come out, but yeah, that game's probably coming out next year. If not, I would say by early 2027. I probably summer 2026. We're getting the second. That's why I wanted to complete this game right away. I've definitely waited a few months on a Trails game just to have another one released a few months later. Go, uh-oh. But yeah, speaking of which, Trails through Horizon comes out in a couple months, so now I got a little bit of breathing room because I think, yeah, earlier this year I beat Trails Through Daybreak 1 and then immediately went into 2, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, what a game. What a game. Again, the game is, a lot of people rank it in their like lower half of their favorite Trails games just because it's not much is going on. These games just go places and you just more characters. It's pretty mundane. Again, very formulaic. Just bracers just trying to become better. But yeah, even for me, just to walk away and go, wow, this is, I think objectively might be the best Trails game. I think objectively this might be the best Trails game. Is it my favorite? No. But just objectively, it's just, you have to put it numero uno with just how great it is. Just how everything is so great. Another big takeaway. I always felt Josh was a little bit bland. Just a little lifeless. Just because Estelle is just such a bright star. Pun intended, not intended, actually. Her last name's Bright. But just to really see that dynamic between Joshua and Stell, I was like, oh, Joshua actually has a little bit of a personality. He's kind of He's kind of an ass. He's kind of too cool for school, but he's also playful as well. Like, he's popping smiles here and there. And that didn't really come across in the original versions. I always just kind of dismissed Josh as just, oh, well, who cares? We got Estelle. But this game, I felt like it was Estelle and Joshua. Estelle was still like the star. Estelle was Justin Timberlake and Joshua was JC Chazé and not the fat one or Lance Bass. Second in command. But yeah, the characters, Tita, Agate, Chloe. Oh, Chloe too, voiced by Christina V. Stole the show. Like in the original games, she's just kind of there. She has a nice little, little twist on who her character is. But there's a chapter where, she's really involved and she stole the show. And a lot of that had to do with Christina V, who, for me, voiced Velvet Crow in Tales of Berseria. Speaking of Tales, I'm glad I beat the game today because we got Tales of Xillia coming out Friday. I'm so excited for that. So things are looking good. But yeah, this game, I think, it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 Trails game. And I think I still put Daybreak 2 as my number one game of the year. Only because I like Trails to Daybreak 2. And that was new and fresh. This wasn't new and fresh to me, but if this was my first time playing, this would be my game of the year. Sorry, Expedition 33. You're good, but I think that's now like my fourth or fifth favorite game this year. Oh, well, it'll win game of the year. But yeah, Trails in the Sky, the definitive JRPG until the second one comes out. And then I would just put those two games as one because that's what they really are. And those two are going to be the definitive JRPG. I got to go. 10 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.